Have you ever noticed how some things in life look too perfect, almost heavenly, yet somehow everything starts collapsing after you accept them? That's not coincidence, dear soul. That's a test. The universe often sends light, but the darkness, it sends imitation light. It sends you things that glow so beautifully that you lower your guard. It's not evil that fools the chosen ones, it's beauty. Because you expect darkness to look dark, but its most dangerous form is charm. The most brilliant lies always sparkle, and the sad irony is that the brighter the illusion, the faster it burns your peace. This is how the universe filters who's truly awake, by dressing deception in divine disguise. So today, we'll uncover the 6 deceptive blessings the chosen ones must face. Gifts that glitter like gold, but are forged in shadow. And before this video ends, you'll never look at miracles the same way again. The first deceptive blessing is the perfect timing. You've waited, prayed, suffered, begged for a sign, and then suddenly, everything starts flowing. The doors open, people appear, opportunities align, and you think, finally it's happening. But that's the trick. Darkness knows that after long waiting, your faith turns into impatience. It feeds on your desire to see results, so it offers you a shortcut. It gives you what looks like divine timing, but it's premature alignment. It feels right until it doesn't. You start realizing that things are moving too fast. People reveal different faces, and blessings start tasting like obligations. It wasn't divine timing. It was manipulation disguised as destiny. Real divine timing brings calm certainty. False timing brings excitement mixed with anxiety. The difference? One expands you, the other consumes you. The second deceptive blessing is instant connection. You meet someone and instantly feel the spark, the eye contact, the energy, the synchronicities. You say, this must be fate. And maybe it is, but not the kind you think. Darkness studies you. It knows your weaknesses, your dreams, your wounds. So it sends someone who mirrors you perfectly, who says the right things, who knows how to feel like home. It's not always a lover. Sometimes it's a friend, a mentor, a business partner. But their purpose isn't to grow with you, it's to drain you slowly, emotionally, and energetically. These relationships are designed to teach you boundaries by violating them. They break your heart so that next time you can protect it wisely. Ironically, what looks like the one is often the test. The chosen ones don't attract false connections because they are accursed. They attract them because they being refined. The third deceptive blessing is spiritual reward. It comes after you've been through pain, healing, and silence. You've worked on yourself, faced your demons, and the universe rewards you with recognition, success, maybe even influence. People start listening to you. You feel seen, validated, respected, and that's where darkness makes its move. Because the moment the chosen ones start being seen, their ego wakes up. It whispers, you did it. You're special now. That voice isn't divine. It's a seed of separation. It's the tiny fracture that turns purpose into performance. You start creating for applause instead of truth, helping others to feel valuable instead of free. Darkness doesn't stop your mission. It redirects it. It lets you keep shining, but just slightly off course, until you're lost under your own spotlight. Real divine reward humbles you. False reward feeds you. The fourth deceptive blessing is peace after chaos. After storms, betrayals, awakenings, the chosen ones crave quiet. They think, finally, no more lessons, no more pain. But beware, not all peace is sacred. The darkness loves to give you comfort when you're tired, because that's when you stop growing. It whispers, you've done enough. Rest forever. And you think you're healing, but you're actually decaying in a golden cage. You stop dreaming, stop exploring, stop questioning. You confuse numbness with peace. That's not divine rest, that's spiritual sedation. True peace doesn't make you passive, it recharges your fire. False peace puts your soul to sleep. It tells you you've arrived when you've barely begun. The chosen ones must learn to differentiate between rest and retreat, because darkness hides not in chaos, but in comfort that lasts too long. The fifth deceptive blessing is unearned abundance. The moment you start aligning with your purpose, the universe begins to flow in your favor. And then, abundance. But sometimes it comes too easily. The opportunities are too perfect, the offers too generous, the doors too wide. And you think, finally my manifestations are working? But pay attention. Darkness uses material success as a leash. It gives you everything you wanted, so you'll stop seeking what you need. It makes you feel in control, until you realize you rechain to maintaining what you gained. You start making decisions based on fear of losing, instead of freedom to create. Abundance that costs your peace isn't abundance, it's bait. True prosperity doesn't demand your soul, it supports it. The test for the chosen ones isn't poverty, it's whether you can hold blessings without being owned by them. And the sixth deceptive blessing, the most beautiful of them all, is the easy path. It's when life suddenly feels smooth, when everything clicks, and you stop encountering resistance. You assume it's divine flow, but sometimes it's divine distraction. Darkness loves when you stop questioning. It replaces growth with routine, awareness with comfort, discipline with complacency. It gives you success that's easy, relationships that are predictable, and peace that's shallow. Because it knows that deep down, the chosen ones crave challenge. Without it, they shrink. The easy path isn't always the right one. It's often the one that keeps you too comfortable to evolve. Darkness doesn't need to destroy you when it can simply distract you with serenity. Now here's the cruel irony. Each of these six deceptive blessings looks exactly like divine favor. They appear at the moment you think you've finally made it. And that's precisely why they work. Darkness doesn't tempt you with sin. It tempts you with shortcuts. It doesn't say fall. It says you've already won. That's how it gets you. Because the moment the chosen ones think they're done growing, they stop listening. And when you stop listening, you stop seeing the difference between what shines and what truly illuminates. That's how light and illusion become indistinguishable. Stay with me, because what comes next will show you how these traps can actually be reversed, how every false blessing can be transmuted into spiritual gold, and how the same illusions meant to blind you can become the mirrors that lead you back to truth. The truth is that the most dangerous traps in this world don't come dressed as threats. They come wrapped in light with smiles and promises that feel too good to question. Chosen ones are masters of sensing energy. But even the brightest souls can be fooled when deception wears divinity and speaks in the language of light. The first deceptive blessing that the chosen must watch for is the illusion of instant success. Life may suddenly open doors. You never knocked on opportunities appear out of nowhere. People start praising you, admiring you. It all feels like the universe is finally rewarding your efforts. But look closer, not every door that opens is divine. Some are distractions meant to pull you away. From your true path, they flatter your ego, make you believe that you've already arrived, and slowly disconnect you from the humility that once kept you aligned. Sometimes the darkness knows that if it can break you through pain, it will blind you through pleasure, and you won't even notice the shift until your peace is gone. The second deceptive blessing is the gift of validation. Suddenly everyone wants your attention. People admire your wisdom, your kindness, your uniqueness, and it feels good. You start believing maybe finally they understand me, but chosen one. The moment you start needing that validation to feel valuable, you give away your power. Remember, your light doesn't need applause. It exists even in silence and solitude. Flattery can be a form of manipulation designed to make you chase approval instead of purpose. The divine never needs to convince you that you're chosen. It simply makes you feel whole without external proof. The third deceptive blessing comes as false connections. Some people appear in your life carrying an energy so familiar, so warm, that you think they're a part of your soul tribe. They talk about spirituality and destiny and mirror your language of light. But pay attention, energy doesn't lie, but words can. These people may be sent to observe you, distract you, or even copy your essence. The chosen attract both angels and imitators. The imitators mimic your light, hoping to learn how you shine, but they never carry your soul vibration when you start to feel drained, instead of inspired. That your sign that their connection isn't to divine the fourth. Deceptive blessing is material abundance that comes too fast and too easily chosen. Ones often go through financial trials because those experiences teach detachment and wisdom. But sometimes, just when you've accepted peace over profit, a wave of sudden wealth arrives. It feels like a miracle, but if that abundance pulls you away from your purpose, if it makes you compromise your integrity or silence your truth, it isn't a blessing, it's a test. Real divine abundance aligns with peace and freedom, not anxiety or dependency. If you have to dim your light to keep it, it is not from the light. The fifth deceptive blessing is the gift of influence. Suddenly you're being noticed. Your words are spreading. Your light is reaching thousands, maybe millions. And yet with every new follower comes a new temptation. The temptation to please instead of serve, to perform instead of guide. The universe tests the chosen by asking, can you remain authentic when the world is watching? Can you keep your truth pure even when it is unpopular? If fame ever makes you fear being forgotten more than being false, you've lost your alignment. The divine doesn't measure you by numbers, but by the frequency of your heart. The sixth deceptive blessing is comfort. Comfort whispers that you have already done enough, that it's time to rest permanently. It lulls you into mediocrity, disguising itself as peace. But chosen ones were never meant for permanent comfort. Your soul grows in movement, in discovery, in sacred discomfort. The moment you stop stretching your light, it begins to dim. You weren't chosen to live an easy life. You were chosen to live a meaningful one. Comfort without purpose becomes a cage of golden light. The seventh deceptive blessing, and perhaps the most subtle, is the illusion of spiritual superiority. It happens when you start believing you've transcended others, that you've reached a level of awareness above the rest. It is a poison wrapped in enlightenment. The divine truth is that humility is the highest frequency. Every time you think you are above someone, you descend a little lower in vibration. The real masters are invisible because they serve in silence and radiate without needing recognition. Chosen one, your strength is not in being above the world, but in walking through it with grace. When these deceptive blessings appear, they don't come to destroy you. They come to refine you, to test if your light can remain pure in the midst of temptation. The universe doesn't test to punish, it tests to strengthen the chosen one. The discernment, each false blessing teaches you to recognize truth not by appearance, but by vibration. Remember, not everything that shines is divine, and not everything dark is evil. Sometimes darkness hides wisdom and light, hides traps. That's why you must rely not on sight, but on feeling. Your soul knows the difference when something is divine. It brings peace, expansion, and clarity. When it says deceptive, it brings confusion, urgency, and subtle anxiety. Your task is to pause and listen before accepting any gift, before celebrating any opportunity. Ask your heart, not your mind. Does this make me feel free or bound? Does this bring me closer to my truth or away from it? Chosen ones, the world you walk in is layered with illusions. Your mission is to see through them without losing your compassion, to remain pure without becoming naive, and to shine without blinding yourself with your own light. So the next time something appears too perfect, too sudden, or too shiny, smile and remember this message. The light that is truly yours never demands your peace in exchange. It amplifies it, because real divinity never needs to seduce. It simply feels like home. Stay awake, stay humble, and keep your crown invisible.